Well, all right, people. Thanks for hanging in there. Thank you for hanging in there. Let me see. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. You're probably wondering, where's the music, Dante? We used to, even when we have to wait for you guys, we're used to hearing some music in the background. But unfortunately, we don't have our music because our co-host, the guy that's in control of the soundboard, decided he wants to take a vacation and not take anything with him. So we're going to do it without any music. And we're still going to come before you and talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. But look at the new look. Last week I displayed a new look. Now my work glasses have arrived. So now I have to show you my alter ego. So like when I go to work, I'm Dante Johnson. So these are the glasses that I wear when I'm Dante Johnson. These glasses just came in. I have a good vision plan. That's why it's important to get a good job with good benefits. So I have a good vision plan. So I get 2 pair of glasses. So these are my Dante Johnson glasses. So when I'm at work, Mr. Johnson, blase. But then, I get home and then you meet the guy. So then when I throw on the Cazelles and the hat on backwards to do the show, then now I'm the Dark Knight. Now this is Dante the Dark Knight. Now I'm the Dark Knight. So I just don't want you guys to be confused because you probably came on like, who the hell is that guy? It's still me. It's the Dark Knight, but I was in my Mr. Johnson glasses. Now I'm not. I'm in my Dark Knight. So now I can be referred to as the Dark Knight. But without further ado, let me bring my co-host on here. And that's the one Sandlin boy, not 2, but one Sandlin boy is with us. Yo, what's up? What's up, Pat?
What's going on, Dark Knight? What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? No, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Carson, couple topics. Carson Wentz gets snubbed in the top 100. Marquis Goodwin opts out of the season, and some other things with the NFL. Because I after what happened with the NLB, I don't know how promising a full season of NFL football can be. Because we're not. This is one of the few sports entities that is not operating under a bubble. And as we found out with baseball, that's what can happen when you're not operating under a bubble. So they're allowing, as far as we know about the football season, they're going to allow the teams to have training camp, no bubble. They're going to be able to go do whatever they want to do after they get out of the facility. So they're going to have to trust that 53, they start off with 80 players or more in training camp. So you're going to have to trust that 80 players are going to do the right thing and keep themselves safe. Not only them, but the staff that's at the facility are going to do the same thing. Because it's one thing, I believe that the facility is going to be cleaned and everything's going to be above board, but you can't control when you leave out of that building. And that's what baseball found out. They can't control what goes on with the players after they leave the building, and a lot of Florida Marlins caught the COVID-19 and now and kind of shut them down. So that's the fear I have with the football season coming on. So I don't know. I think they're just going to chance it or whatever. But if anything pops up like what did with Florida, it's going to be it's just going to be a disaster.
I know we didn't start this quarter, but I do want to bring this up. If the players have that mentality of putting themselves in a position where they have to maintain safety for themselves and their teammates by just coming to the practice facility and going to their hotel, respect the hotel, I believe this thing can work out. That's what the Phillies are doing. The Phillies actually create a bubble for themselves. They said players, listen, we have to be serious about this thing here. We can't afford to bring this back to our family by going out to dinner with each other. So with that being said, Dante, I'm ready to start this quarter, baby.
All right, let me start the quarter. Now, at least I have that. Well, I don't have the announcement. I can't do that because that's on the soundboard, but I do have the timer. So let me start this timer. So we are going to begin the first quarter here. So if you are new to Eagles Talk, you need to know one thing, that we like to talk about our favorite football team, hence the name Eagles Talk. And we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of alcohol, shots. So we do 4 quarters, just like a real game. And every quarter, we do a shot. So this week, I am partaking in the Cazadores Tequila White.
Okay.
All right. That's a gift, a gift given to me by my niece. So I don't even think I've partaken in it. I haven't even tasted this yet. So I'm going to try this out. What are you doing? You are on vacation, right? I mean, you took a quick getaway.
Yeah,
a quick getaway.
So where I'm at, they have what you had last week, but they have the premium version. The Uncle Nearest 1856.
Oh, I got that. I just don't, I just save it.
Yeah, you saved it. Well, I have it indulged.
All right, so everybody, just let me know what you're drinking out there, and we're going to start this first quarter. So, everyone, let him pour his first. He's a little behind. Ooh. All right, okay. So, everybody, raise your glasses to our Philadelphia Eagles as we start this first quarter. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. Usually applaud for that, but right now we're just going to get the No, I'm only kidding. That was pretty good. That was all right. All right, so let me go to our third co-host, which are the people that's in the room. Let me thank you guys for tuning in, and let me give you some takeaway right now. Something to do. If you are not a subscriber on YouTube, you need to go to our YouTube page and subscribe and follow Eagles Talk. If you're on Facebook, you're probably getting us through a group. Please do us a favor and go to our page and subscribe and follow us through there. That way you'll get the notification when we come on, and I don't have to do so much pre-show prep and trying to share this to every group. You'll be subscribed already. So if you could just do that, we appreciate that. And then give us a like. All right, so first person in the room tonight is Henry Jennings Wigfall. As you see, his comment is up there. He's first again, and he was first. Second was Christopher Burton. What's up, family? What's up, Christopher? I'm always be here. Oh, I appreciate that, Henry. We do appreciate that. Donovan Bramlett, Bird Gang, Jeremy. Oh, this is a perfect segue right here. So this is JT. JT, you be coming up with all these different accounts, man. All right, so now you're going to change. That's him over there, but here he is right here. All right, that's him right here. So let's take a moment right here. He got aliases. I don't know. People be hiding for people on Facebook. I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, let me give a shout out to JT because this week was JT's birthday. You let me know the exact date, but I remember it was his birthday, and boy, did he have a good birthday. So first of all, let me just say happy birthday, JT. JT is a faithful follower. He not only follows on the program, but when we appear live, and JT is down in I think the Baltimore area, somewhere there, and he comes up to Delaware, especially if we're in Delaware. Maybe not Philly if we appear in Philly, but if we have a live appearance in Delaware, JT will make the trek up here. He's been up here at least 2 or 3 times last season whenever we had a live remote going on. So JT is definitely down with the Eagles Talk gang. He has love for us. We have love for him. So happy birthday, JT. I told you I was going to put this out there. So let me just say, JT had a wonderful birthday. You guys, if you're not friends with him, I'm going to put him on. I told him I was going to put him on blast, but I got to show you this, right? It's incredible. What a birthday he had, right? So there. So look, here's a picture of JT's birthday gifts. He put this on Facebook, so it's public. It's public. Don't worry about it. So let's look at this. He has right over here. He has My Father cigars right here, right? He has a 5-pack of My Father cigars they gave him. I'm using the cursor now, right? And then behind that, he has the CAO Flatheads 660s. I love them. I love the My Fathers too. I don't even know what these are over here. You have to tell me what they are, JT. But And then in the background, he has 2 bottles, not one, but 2 bottles of Blue Label. Anybody know about liquors? No, Blue Label is not. It's not your everyday liquor. That's like kind of pricey up there. He has 2 bottles of Blue Label, and he got on me because I didn't mention the Eagles pair. This right here, the spatula. I have that too, by the way. I didn't point that out on Facebook. But then he has this Eagles thing right here. And then on the other side, he has that Happy Birthday Eagles Super Bowl champions right here, right? That's incredible. So he was blessed. And that's not even the blue cover, right? Hold up. Let me see. Can I get to his? Yeah, now look at this. Look at this. Now this, he also got this for his birthday. And it's not even a milestone. I think, what are you? You know, like 48 or something. He haven't even reached the milestone yet. And he's gotten this big. This is beautiful right here. And I'm a barbecue. I'm a smoker, right? So this is beautiful right here. And he got that.
He got what?
Yeah, that big this big grill here. So JT, congratulations to you, man. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know you're going. If you haven't enjoyed yourself on your birthday, I know you have been enjoying yourself since then with 2 bottles of Blue Label and 15 premium cigars. I know you have been enjoying yourself since then. So we just want to, from Eagles Talk, man, we just want to tell you happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, we appreciate your following, and we hope that you have many more. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to some of the comments out here.
I'm in VA right now, JT. So I gotta drive back up to Philly. So I might knock on your door to grab one of those premium cigars.
All right. So Sissy 2 is out there. She says, "What's up, fam? How are you doing? We're doing okay." Toby is out there. Toby, what's up, man? Dayon. He says, "Yep, man." All right. So we appreciate everybody that's in the room tonight, man. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us all. My son is in there, and he had a birthday last week. He turned up. 28 years old. Call him up on FaceTime, and he's chopped. He was chopped at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My son was chopped, and I'm like, how is he chopped at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? And then I go to his page, and he has a live feed on him being at a brunch where they have a big giant bowl. The drink was like a bowl. A big giant bowl. It was a drink, and obviously he drank it. So, happy birthday to you, Hassan. I know, we're black people, so we celebrate all month long. We don't have birthdays; we have birthday months. You know what I mean? So we'd be like, "It's my birthday month, man. Oh, October, I'm turning up, yo. It's my birthday." Now I'm a little too old. I just got a birthday. I may have a couple of days, but I don't have a birthday month anymore because I can't.
He said champagne, vodka, and gin.
Yeah. He was doing it big. All right, so all right, and JT said, "Come on through." All right, so look, we got a couple things. Number one, let's talk about Marquis Goodwin. Marquis Goodwin, he opts out of this season because of COVID-19. He is a new father, 5-month-old, and his wife was they have been trying to conceive for a while, and she had a couple miscarriages, and they have finally given birth to a healthy baby girl. I believe it's a baby girl, and he just doesn't want to take any chances, and I can respect that. We can all respect that. Big ups to him. He has that, he has that option, and I respect his decision. Okay, with that being aside, though, this is going to affect the offense. It's going to affect the offense. We don't have. He was one of the few veteran wide receivers that we had in camp. Him, Deshaun, and Alshon were the most veteran receivers in the wide receiving room that we had in the program. So I expected him, and you pointed out to me because I thought that Rager might be the slot receiver, but you pointed out to me that Marquis Goodwin had a good chance of being a starting slot receiver. Well, now that's not the case. Now we don't have him, and we're not going to have Alshon Jeffrey to start the season. So we're going to be starting the season with one proven veteran wide receiver, Deshaun Jackson, and then a bunch of young guys, which which gives these young guys, and you said it in your post on the page, these young guys have every opportunity now to step up. If they want to take advantage of their opportunity of being in the NFL, then this is the time to do that. Oh, that's the first quarter. All right, that's the first quarter. Let me finish my thought before I go to the second. All right, so if they, everybody loves the opportunity to get into the NFL, they want their shot and all that. These guys are going to have a very opportune moment here to be able to gain some grass time. They're going to have all eyes on them in training camp because our most veteran receivers are out. Alshon is not going to be back, I wouldn't say, for maybe the first 5-6 games. It's a LaFranc injury. It took, if we go by the history of that injury on our team, it usually takes a full year before they come back. Jalen Mills was the last person that had it on our team, and they told us he was going to be out a couple weeks, and it was a full year before he came back. So I'm going to put the same timetable on Alshon. He's not going to start the season. He's not going to be there. So these young guys have a real opportunity to step up, and if they're going to be something, they don't have anything in their way now but themselves. So I understand, and I'll give you a minute. I understand that you don't hit on every rookie. Every rookie is not going to be a home run. You just hope that you hit on a couple, and you hope that you hit big and they become all pros. But this is an opportunity for them to get their chance. They're going to get a lot of opportunity with Marquis being out and Alshon being out, and I hope they take advantage of it. But before I give you a chance to do that, let's end this quarter. That's the end of the first quarter, and let's begin our second quarter. So we don't have the sound effects. So it's the second quarter. Yeah, I can't even. Look, I can't even. We are now beginning the second quarter. If we had the soundboard, we'd be able to do that. All right, okay. So what are your thoughts on that as far as the wide receivers, the young guys? Give me some elaboration.
Like I said in my post, it's time for these guys to step up. This is a very unorthodox off season. And being though this is very unorthodox off season, these guys have to be more mature in their learning process, their learning curve. They need to be in their book since they was given the book until now. I mean, they need to understand that they're going to be throwing live bullets right off the bat. Quez Watkins is a guy. Quez Watkins is a guy that can play that slot receiver position. He has the speed. He has a quick change ability. John Hightower has the ability to fill the role as Alshon Jeffrey. So does J.J. Whiteside. These guys have to step up, and this is a perfect opportunity for these wide receivers to really grow with this quarterback, with our quarterback Carson Wentz, and be very, very mature for it.
All right. So with that being said, let's start this second quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying we're the #1 Eagles coverage show that's by the fans for the fans. We're not broadcast journalists, as you can see with our setup. I'm only kidding. As you can see with our setup. But we are the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. So we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do it. We like to do it in such a manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week I am doing the tequila, and my cousin Pat is doing the Uncle Nearest, the higher version, and I think he's going to pour it. Have you poured it? One day?
I poured it. I don't know.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, I'm about to say one day. All right, so everybody, let me know what you're drinking out there and join us. And join us as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles. So everybody, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. That's more than a shot, too. Wow. That's okay, because your brother's not on here. I would be worried if your brother was on here, because I know that there will be a Sandlin feud before this show is over. But we don't have to worry about a Sandlin feud tonight because there's only one Sandlin brother. So anyway, getting back to the young guys. Now, what I will say about the young guys having an excellent opportunity to stand up and step up, and they're going to get every opportunity to play because we're down to just the young guys, even some of the older guys like Greg Ward, JJAW. They have just a slight edge as far as being in the league longer than these young guys. But these young guys are supposed to be talented and speedy, so they're going to. I think they're going to have like I said before, all opportunity to come in and make an impact on this offense. Now, what I'm excited about is that Wentz gets to play with these guys, and if they have any talent, I have all the confidence in the world that Wentz is going to get them the ball. If we look back just the end of last year, what he did with the receivers that came from Wawa, you know what I'm saying? What he did with them, he led us to 4 straight wins and to the playoffs with players that the previous weeks they were working at Wawa, and now they were our starting wide receivers, and he made it work with them. So these guys coming in, if they have any of that talent that we suspect that they have or project that they have, I think he's going to do a damn good job with them, man. If they come in and be anything near what we expect them to be, Wentz is going to get them the ball.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because, listen, we always wanted fast receivers to work with our quarterback, playmaking receivers to work with our quarterback. And with that being said, you look at these quarterbacks across this league and disrespect that he gets year in and year out about what he's doing is inaccuracies. Like he said, he's throwing the guys from Wawa. He throws practice squad wide receivers. He's not throwing to these receivers that have been established in this league. The opportunity you gave him you gave him Alshon Jeffrey in his second year here. He did the doggone thing. He was able to put up a very productive year, 33 touchdowns. He on a broken leg, he threw another touchdown. So he was able to show and prove what he can do with actually good wide receivers. And now you put these young speed receivers in front of him. He only can flourish from this. I know Marquis Goodwin, not having him around might hurt us for a little bit, but I see that he may be able to, with him not being there, these guys have the opportunity to actually fly this year. These guys have the opportunity to take on these positions that, last year those practice squad guys wasn't able to because he had 5 guys in front of him that should have been there, like Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins was the reason why Greg Ward wasn't getting no play. Now you got Greg Ward on the front line. You got Quest Rockets on the front line. You're going to have John Hightower on the front line. Jalen's going to have to show his thing, man. He's going to show his thing from game 1. So these guys can grow. These guys can be as productive wide receivers in this league because you have a very elite quarterback, and it is time. It is doggone time that our management realize and understand that if you got a franchise quarterback, you better get him some good receivers.
All right. Well, we're going to find out if this bunch shakes out to be worth anything. We added a lot of speed with the young guys, and I'm excited just to see them. I think they're going to, I think we're going to get a couple out of them. We would like for it to be Jalen Reagor because he was the number 1 pick, but hey, it's not always drawn up like that. We get picks like Antonio Brown, 4th round picks that come in and emerge as future Hall of Famers. So I'll take any combination. I don't care if it's Jalen Reagor. I don't care if it's Quez Watkins. I don't care if it's Hightower. As long as they ball out, I'm with them. So I'm just saying they're going to get a lot of opportunity, and I think they should be excited to be able to play with a quarterback like Wentz who has no qualms about spreading the ball around. He's going to throw it to whoever's open, whoever's going to do the job. So all they have to do is prove that they can do the job. I'm excited about that. Another thing let's back up. Let's talk about a little bit of the news. Number 1, everybody can rest. Shady's not coming here. Okay? Everybody, I see it in the comments. He's not coming here. He's going to where? He's going to the Bucks. He signed with the Bucks.
Yep, Tampa Bay.
Going down there in Tampa Bay. He's not coming here. So we can put that to rest. I didn't want him to come here anyway, so I'm all right with that. Bradham is going to the Saints. So, although he balled out for us while he could, I don't know how much he has left in the tank, but the Saints have picked him up, and he's going to be balling down there. And I think that he still has a little bit, and they probably have a little bit more to yeah, I mean, they probably could deal with a older wide receiver. He obviously did not sign for the same amount that we had him sign for. That's hence why we cut him, because we didn't feel that he was worth the money that we had him on the books for, so we cut him.
I think the tread on his tires is gone for Bradham.
You said what?
I think his tread on his tires is pretty much worn down. I think we get as much as possible from him. And I appreciate everything that he's done, but I think we got as much out of Bradham as we could.
Yeah, all right. I'm with that too. I'm with that. So, those are two former players that was in the news this week, and they signed with different teams. So I don't think we expected Bradham to come back, but a lot of people was looking at Shady as a possible veteran addition to this squad. I would rather have Freeman if anybody, but if we don't sign anybody, I'm okay with the running backs we have. Actually, I'm not.
Yes,
I think Miles Sanders, it's not going to be like years past. It's not. It's from all indications, we're not going to have a running back by committee. We're going to have a feature back, and that feature back is going to be Miles Sanders, who gained over 800 yards on the ground last year, which is impressive. That's the second most yards by a running back during the Peterson era, the Doug Peterson era. The only other running back that has more yards is Wendell Smallwood, and he did that in multiple years. Miles Sanders did it in 1 year. So that, he almost crossed the 1,000-yard threshold in his first year. So I think that he is built and equipped to handle the feature back role, and he's going to have that. And I'm comfortable with that. And if that being the case, now we're only looking at Scott and Clement as being support to that. So if that's the case, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I really agree that if Miles Sanders was able to actually start the season as a feature back, if he was able to start the season as a feature back, he would have had over 1,000 yards. He would have been the first running back in the Doug Peterson area to have over 1,000 yards last year. I think this year, as the feature back, he will definitely have over 1,000 yards. He has the ability to do what Christian McCaffrey is doing down in Carolina. He's able to do that. He has the ability outside the backfield. And he's a mismatch nightmare. He has that ability to actually put him on par with Brian Westbrook, but a little bit taller. He's almost identical to Saquon Barkley. These guys work out together. So they bring some same skills together. I'm not saying he is these players. Miles Sanders is going to be Miles Sanders. There's no change.
I think Miles Sanders is going to be better. I do. I'm sorry. Because in a couple years, if not this year, you're going to have to start putting them into that McCaffrey category where, don't get me wrong. We got our great runners in the league as Derrick Henry, Saquon, Ezekiel Elliott. These guys are dynamic runners and all that. But he adds that added dimension, such as McCaffrey, where he can catch out of the backfield. I'll never forget the play last year when Carlson fired that bullet to him in the end zone, and everybody thought it was an incomplete. They thought he was just throwing it away. And then when you saw at the end of the play, Miles Sanders caught that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has hands, so he's giving you more. He can run the ball. He definitely could do that. But I think he surprised everybody with his ability to receive out of the backfield. So that's a dual threat, and I think that's what's going to separate him as time goes on. That's the end of the second quarter, man. So we're going to have to start this third quarter. Let me go to a couple comments before I start the third quarter, though. Dayon, and we're going to talk about this in the third quarter. Wentz got snubbed. You're right about that. He did get snubbed. We're going to begin the third quarter with that. Ricky Long, what's your thoughts on Wentz not making the top 100? We get ready to get into that. Ricky, just give us a chance here. Ricky Long also said he wanted Freeman anyway. I would rather prefer Freeman also if we need another back. But like I said, I'm okay with the backs we have. Miles Smith says everybody wants our players. And I'll talk about that. I'll talk about my feelings about this Eagles team we have as it is assembled today. I'm very high on it. If you put the 2004 Eagles team versus the 2017 Eagles team, who wins and why? Oh, Ricky, that's a long one. Maybe if we have time at the end of the program, we could talk about that. All right, so
I like that
let's start.
I like that discussion.
Yeah, that's a hell of a discussion. Let's go and start this third quarter. So this is the beginning of the third
this
quarter.
is the third quarter.
Starting the third quarter. We don't have our sound effects, so we're trying to make it up. All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, man, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Never forget that. And we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we get drunk or inebriated or whatever. I mean, whatever you want to call it. And this is what you see the guys, the shirt and ties, the stuffy suited guys, and they drop in knowledge. I believe that we're very knowledgeable also, and we're dropping knowledge. But can they do that and take 4 shots as we do and still be coherent? Because that's what happens here. That takes a certain skill. Everybody can't do that.
It does.
But we can do that. We can do that but here at Eagles Talk.
You neglected one thing.
What's that?
Right? Their job day in and day out is to be on that show, on that whatever they're doing. It's their job. So they're not coming from a regular day job, and coming into the show with all the stress and have to talk about this off the brain. They're not doing that.
Right. I understand. So that's the trick, right? Like, give us some credit for that. Like, you might be thinking we're taking the art of talking about sports analyst, sports talk, or whatever down, but no, it's evolving. We're evolving sports. We're showing entertainment side. Everybody out there, you guys are not tuning in because we're sober. You guys are tuning in to see what the hell we're going to say while we're drinking these shots. So without further ado, is Dante going to say something crazy? Because I know the Sandlin boys will.
We're going to have Sandlin on next week, man. My brother is Philly mad at me right now. So,
well, I'm mad at him because he's not here. But anyway, all right. So I am partaking in the tequila. He's doing the Uncle Nearest. He's even
100 proof.
100 proof. He's drinking more. He's drinking more than a shot. Because I can tell you that what you pouring that. Yeah, you had to calm it down because what I saw in that glass.
I put it in the freezer. I put it in the freezer. I let it chill for a couple of days. It's nice and chill, so it's actually really, really smooth. But yeah, you're right. I gotta calm it down.
All right, here we go. So to our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, so. Let's talk about this. The NFL has their top 100 out for the 2020 season. That means the upcoming season, not what happened last year. I mean, maybe they've taken into consideration some aspects of what happened last year, but mostly it's the top 100 on who they project are going to be the top 100 for next year. And amongst that top 100 is one person is absent that we're very concerned about, and that's one Carson Wentz. He was not included in that top 100, and I think it's a farce. I think it's a joke. I think it's all of the above. When you look at how our quarterback Carson Wentz is not included in the top 100. This is a guy, and during the 2017 season was an injury away from winning the MVP, and led his team to that playoff berth, which resulted in a Super Bowl win, and none of that happens without him. So 2017, just 3 years ago, he was this guy. Last year, he led our team to a division championship with 4 straight wins over division opponents, throwing the ball to, like I stated earlier, to guys that were working in the grocery store just a week before. He was throwing passes to these guys, and they were catching them, and he led us to the playoffs with that arm and with that leadership skill. In some kind of way, they put the likes of a Josh Allen ahead of him. Ahead of him, man. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me that you're going to put these? Come on, man. Come on. I'm upset about it. And I hope that he is just as upset as I am. I hope that he uses it, because we always talk about bulletin board material. I know when you're a professional, you shouldn't need that. Just the motivation of going out and earning your paycheck and being the best that you can be should be enough. But as an athlete, which I once was, competition, you use everything to your advantage. And I know he's got to be hanging this up like, oh, okay, they don't think I'm top 100. Oh, okay. I'm gonna show him, and I hope he's thinking like that. What's your thoughts, Pat?
Well, I gotta say this. I looked at that list. I saw, like you said, Josh Allen. You had Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was actually upset that he was so low on the list. You're a rookie, dude. You shouldn't be on the list, really. You gotta look at like you just said, look at the weapons that he had to throw to during the season. Now, you had Ryan Tannehill. Hold on, I had to put this out there. You had Ryan Tannehill in front of Carson Wentz, who threw for 4,000 yards, right?
No, with no receiver over 500.
Over 500 yards. So the issue is not that what did he bring to the table. The issue is what are these guys projecting about Carson Wentz? Are they saying that because you're injury prone? Now, for what I heard is that I think it's week 10 they start polling players. So around week 10 is when he was actually not playing as well, and he didn't go on a 4-game run yet. But let's be real. Josh Allen made the list.
Tell me something. You just came up with a good excuse, but they need to tell me that because I'm hot right now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to explain something. Lucy, there's some explaining to do. Somebody need to be explaining something to me right now while my quarterback is not top 100. Are you kidding me? And don't get me wrong, I'm not clowning everybody. You can probably make a case for Ryan Tannehill. I mean, his team did go to the AFC Championship game and all that. But when you look at their skills and their stats, there's no comparison. That's a run-heavy team, and Tannehill is a game manager more than a person that makes things happen, whereas Carson Wentz is a person that makes things happen. So you made the best. And I've been listening to sports talk and all the programs all week. You probably said it the best right now that the poll was taken in the 10th week of last season. I can probably sleep with that. Before that, we got to interrupt the program because somebody just reminded me we didn't do a shot for JT, a birthday shot, and it's not only his birthday, but this week it was a good friend of mine, a neighbor of mine. I told you I have new neighbors that we're going to be fighting when football season starts. But right now we're still cool, we're still friends and all that. But I foresee a fist fight or two coming during the season. It's just it's going to be inevitable. I mean, we drink a lot and we're very passionate about our team. So I can see a couple hands wrapped around somebody's neck before the season is over. It's going to be all in love and all that. But in saying that, a good friend of mine, my neighbor Q's birthday was also this week. So he celebrated the same week as JT. So let's take a moment out and give JT, one of our biggest followers. We're going to do a shot just for you, JT, if you're still there, if you're not passed out from drinking all that Blue Label and smoking a good cigar. And to you, Q, to you, man. Happy birthday, and to everybody whose birthday. My son, also, my son Hassan. Happy birthday to you. I know you got something right there. You probably got some Dose or some Henny and all that. I don't mess with that. But I know y'all got something. So everybody, let's raise this.
Wait. Before I take the shot, I have my future father-in-law here who's going to take a shot of the Uncle Nearest with me. So he's going to replace Shelma just for this one shot.
All right. So we have future father-in-law in the house.
Stacy Dowling. Mr. Stacy Dowling.
All right. So,
big shot.
First of all, we'll talk about this later too. But how are you going to have get married? Get married. The wedding is coming up. They haven't got married yet. I'm talking about my co-host that's in the screen over here. Okay, over there. All right. I'm talking about him. He's getting married in about a month. And he takes how do you take a vacation before your wedding? Like, that's like backwards. Like you get married, then you go on honeymoon. They're on a break now. It's before the wedding. They're taking a vacation before the wedding. Man, I need to be pockets like that. I need to be
COVID is messing a lot of things up, messing a lot of opportunities up. And you know what? Just just get away from everything, relax, drink, and be merry for a little bit before the final countdown to the atom bomb happens.
Before the lockdown. Clink, clink. This don't mean Wakanda forever. This before the lockdown. This means before the lockdown. All right, so
Let's do this shot, man. Hey, Steve, I need you to come over here, Steve.
In honor of the birthday people of this month, my son Hassan, neighbor Q, and JT, one of our biggest followers. Now look at this. Now this is amazing because I met this guy in person, right? I got to take the time out. I'm gonna see him on the screen right now. This is going to be his father-in-law. He looks like he should be his younger brother, right? Now tell me, like, this is the father of the bride. Are you kidding me? He looks like he looks younger than you. He looks younger than you. And that's going to be his father-in-law. I'm putting it out there for perspective. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a shot to the birthday people of August. My son, Hassan, Q, my neighbor, and JT, one of our biggest followers. So everybody, down the hatch. Happy birthday, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Salute.
Yo, that was.
You're like, whoa, that hit hard. You're like, whoa, that hit hard. I'm walking out.
That's the end of the third quarter. So we're going to begin this fourth quarter and talk about. Well, I'll say that later. All right, so here we go. That's the end of the third quarter. Damn, we got to do another shot then, huh?
I'm not gonna do another shot. That's 100%.
I know nobody wants to do another shot. All right, so we're just going to start the fourth quarter. First of all, we thank everybody for tuning in to Eagles Talk. Thank you for the support and love that we get from you guys. It's a Friday night. I know it's a pandemic going on, but 30 plus of you decide to hang out and watch this with us. And for those that are watching the post show or the re-recorded episode, thank you for tuning in. And we appreciate you guys. Cheers. Jeremy says cheers. Toby said, you know what they say, shots make the truth come out. Yeah, shots make the truth come out. Justin says, could Miles be a 1,400 yard back?
Miles could be a 2,000 yard back.
Depending on how much they feed him the ball, I think he has every opportunity to be able to do that. I do.
I want to say this. I see this next comment by Justin Nikolai. He said about Brandon Brooks going down sucks. But you know what? The way he is rehabbing, the way he's still staying active, it's not the traditional rehab process. He's actually being more active than a lot of people that have that type of injury. I think he may be able to come back sometime later on in the season if need be. And if you have a Brandon Brooks that's healthy, the way he rehabs is unorthodox. Let's be real. This is not his first Achilles injury. Last season he's coming off Achilles injury.
Not. It's a thing that with him, I don't know what it is about him, but it's something that I see in him that tells me that he is. He's the person that if you put pressure on him, he's going to come out like a diamond. You know what I'm saying? It just strikes me that way. I don't know what it is in him, but I just seen something in him that, Brother Brooks, I'm with you. I got all the confidence in the world that he will bounce back because it's about achievement. All right, so here we go. Becky is on the line. Becky says her birthday is August the 13th. Okay, Becky. All right, come back next week. No, 2 weeks. Come back 2 weeks. We're going to do a shot for you, just for you. Who was the best DC the Eagles ever had? Well, John Johnson. I mean, I don't know. I like Johnson, but I can't forget Bud Carson or whoever was the D coordinator when Buddy was in the house. But Bud Carson has to definitely be up there. It would be Tim Johnson.
Jim Schwartz is the best defensive coordinator because we were able to strip the ball in the Super Bowl.
No, I can't say that just because of that. No, they won. They won despite of the defense that day. They might have had a nice year, but that game was not a nice game.
I got to understand something, right? that argument about people saying Jim Johnson is the best defensive coordinator in Eagles history because he won a Super Bowl, you got to realize that saying actually migrates over to Nick Foles, and to the argument about Nick Foles being the best quarterback in Eagles history because he just won a Super Bowl. How can Jim Schwartz be the best defensive coordinator in our history if his defense gave over 500 yards passing? How can Nick Foles be the best passer in our history, quarterback in our history, when he only had to really come in and play 3 phenomenal games? I love Nick Foles. I love Jim Schwartz. I'm not going to go into that conversation.
True, knowledgeable football fans understand that although we owe our Super Bowl life or legacy to Nick Foles, we understand that we can't go overboard and say he's the best quarterback ever. He's not that, but we definitely appreciate the fact that he played his ass off in that Super Bowl run, and we can't deny that. We'll never take that away from him, but we got to be honest and truthful. Jim Johnson, Bud Carson, and whoever was the defensive coordinator when Buddy, I think it might have been Bud Carson. Those are the best defensive coordinators we've ever had. I mean, Bud Carson was the 92 defense, 91, 92, and which if you compare stats, can be compared to one of the best defenses ever.
Oh, well, no, they are the best
in football history. One of the best defense. They were number one passing, yards allowed, and points. You know what I mean? That's unreal. So I can't forget about him. The last greatest we all know was Jim Johnson, but Bud Carson was unbelievable with Reggie White and everybody, Jerome Brown and all those cats. We know how legendary that defense was. So I would have to say that. All right, let me go to some comments here. Carlson, who's this? Justice Carlson could be number one if he wins 2-3 Super Bowls. Well, shit, I could be number one if I win 2-3 Super Bowls. Justin, you ain't saying, you're not saying nothing. You're not saying nothing, Justin. I could be number one. If I win 2, but that's a big ass if. You know what I'm saying? That's a big ass if, because Mahomes is the truth, and I can't get over him. He's the truth, but I love my quarterback. Don't get me wrong. And I'll say this. Let me say this in this quarter, before this quarter's in, right? I'm really, really high on this Eagles team. This 2020 Eagles team, I'm really, really high. And I'm not talking from a homer point of view, but even with the holes that we have, we know we got holes on in the linebacker core and all that. But don't get it twisted. We had holes going into the 2017 season also. We won the Super Bowl. So I'm saying that I'm high because despite those holes that I see, I like the makeup of our team, and I like what possibly could be some good chemistry. And if we come out and play with that motivation and that next person up type of attitude, I think we have the pieces in place. I'm not as worried on offense as most people might be because Marquis decided not to play, because I have the utmost confidence in, number one, that the offensive line is going to be solid enough to give Wentz the time, and then in Wentz's ability to spread the ball around and get it to the open person. And like I said earlier, if these wide receivers perform anywhere near what we projected them to be when we selected them, I think we have enough speed here. We have enough talent. Not to mention, we haven't even talked about Zach Ertz, Deshaun Jackson. I mean, our more proven receivers that's out there, and Goddard and all that. We're just talking about the young wide receivers that's coming up.
So we got to talk about young talent, yes.
And then then we go on the defensive side of the ball. I think we have an outstanding defensive line. We have I think our secondary is going to be much improved. I think this may even be our best secondary during the Doug Peterson era. So with that being said, that discrepancy of what our linebackers are right now, and I think that's going to be a surprise because I think these guys are very athletic and they can get around and they can tackle. So that's not going to be as big as a hole as I think it is. But go ahead.
I think what's going to happen is that we're going to realize that some of these rookies are going to actually be they're gonna be players that we didn't expect them to be players. I think Jalen, our wide receiver, he's going to be outstanding. He has the ability to, when he catches the ball, turn into a punt returner. The last time that was said, it was Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson had the opportunity when he came in the league. They said when he catches the ball, he turns into a punt returner. And remember when he was in Cal, Deshaun Jackson, I'm talking about, he was outstanding in the punt return game. He was outstanding catching the ball, period. It's the same thing with Jalen Ragnar. I'm saying his name right? Ragnar. Yeah. I'm sorry. Rager. So, I'm 4 shots in. I'm more 100 proof. You gotta give me that a little bit. All right. So our defense is going to surprise a lot of people. Not for the simple fact that we got some stars on defense. We do have stars on defense. Fletcher Cox is a star. Jalen Hargrave is a future star in this league. I don't care what anybody says. Derek Barnett, even though we're not high on this guy, he has the ability to be that defensive end that we've been looking for. Darius Slay, just Jim Johnson said today, he's going to cover the number 1 receiver. I kind of agree with it. I kind of not to agree with that. Because what Jim Johnson did as defensive coordinator, he would take his best corner and put him on the second best receiver. Right?
Yeah, right.
And
double team the best receiver.
Double the number 1 receiver. And that's what made his deep and he ran blitzes off of that through his safety. Right. He ran blitzes through that from Brian Dawkins. His defense is predicated on Brian Dawkins, where he's going to be at all times. We had the opportunity to do that now. I'm not saying Jalen Mills is going to be in Brian Dawkins or Keywan Wild is going to be in Brian Dawkins, but Jalen Mills can cover. So therefore, he can blitz and he can get back in coverage, and he has the ability as a corner already. He's been a successful corner in this league.
Right. I totally agree with you.
I want to say this before we end this quarter. And we got 5 more minutes, I guess, I think. Our linebackers is going to surprise a lot of people. We got speed in our linebackers. Devontae Tiller is he should be a safety. He runs a 4.344. He should be a safety, but he's playing outside linebacker for us. TJ Edwards is a tackling machine for Wisconsin. He was an undrafted rookie that we picked up that didn't miss a tackle last year. Nate Gary, he's a safety that he moved down to linebacker, who's actually getting better in his position.
I agree with you.
I mean,
you just said, man. So if anybody out there, if you are down and you want to dwell on the holes that we have and call it realistic, because I do that sometimes. I'm going to say I'm guilty of it. I do it sometimes. Sometimes I may point out some of our deficiencies and claim that it's just being realistic, which I like to be and all that. I'll accept that. But with that being said, I choose right now, this moment in the season, to just focus in on the good that I see out of this team. And I think there's a lot more good than there is holes. I think we have a lot more talent than we have holes on this team. I think our offensive line, even with the subtraction of Brandon Brooks, is going to be okay with the bodyguard coming in there and filling in that spot. I think we have adequate backups along the offensive line that's going to make us okay. And, everything starts in the trenches. So if you look at the offensive line, I think they're solid. And then when you look at the defensive line, I think they're beyond solid. Mm-hmm. I would love another edge rusher. Yes, I would. But this is the opportunity for different.
Everson Griffin.
Yeah, I would take him. I would like him right now. I would take him, especially above Clowney. I would not give Clowney all that money. I don't think he has the motive or the motivation.
Can I say this?
What?
I agree with you. He doesn't have the motivation to be outstanding pass rusher or defensive end every single down. I agree with you with that. I know we was going with that one about Clowney. How about this? Next week, let's give the people what they want to hear about. Because Ricky Long said a comment a while ago about 2004 versus 2017. Let's have that breakdown for next week. How about that?
All right. Well, next week we can.
I love that. I love that
next week, and we'll also break down. We're going to break down next week. You know what? Come back next week, because next week we're going to break down the division. We're going to break down the NFC East team by team. And we'll also discuss that 2004 versus 2017. I'm not even going to tip my hand as to what I think will happen. That's a good conversation for us to have next week, man. We thank you guys for tuning in tonight. What it was, I think I had a thought on my mind, but 4 shots in, I can't remember. All right, Justin, thank you, Justin. You are the man. Thank you for tuning in. Tim Mack tunes in, and he said we have an absolutely insane wide receiver group. If JJ can get his head straight, D-Jack can stay healthy, I think Rager going to be elite. I really hope so, and I think they have every opportunity. Young guys have every opportunity to are going to have every opportunity to make an impact. So it's up to them. They're going to have to pay. Real quick. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you some insight. What's going to happen is they really want this to happen. They really want JJ to be the outside receiver. They want Sean Jackson, since he knows all 3 positions, to be the inside receiver, and they want Drake Ragnar to be the other outside receiver. So they want the X to be JJ, the Y to be Deshaun, and the Z to be Jalen. So if y'all know different football concepts, they want them to be outside and inside. And they want Deshaun Jackson to be inside. That gives you speed. That gives you the ability to do many different things. Then you can throw Greg Ward in there. Greg Ward, he's not fast, but he's very shifty. And he knows how to get open because he's a former quarterback. When you're a former quarterback, you know how to get open in different zones and different man coverage, different things that's thrown at you. Then you look at Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins is speed. But the thing about him in college, he's never separated. So if you put him in the middle, he can separate. John Hightower, even though he didn't run that big time 40 that everybody looked for him to do, he is a speed receiver. He's a straight up outside receiver. 6'1", almost 6'2", can get downfield. And don't forget the guy, I forget his name, Robert Davis, I think it is. He's about 6'3". You brought him over from Washington's practice squad last year. He's a guy who can actually make the team over these guys because he has a little bit more experience. So I look forward to this offseason, even though it's the offseason that we dread right now, and hope that NFL can go on and these players, because it's not going to take a team. It's going to take the players to create their own bubble to keep this league to go.
All right, man. So I appreciate that, and I agree with that. I agree with I don't know about the Robert Davis thing. That's a little stretch, but I agree with the fact that we got some speedy young wide receivers, and they're going to have opportunity to come and prove themselves. So we hope that they do. Thank you guys, everybody out there, for tuning in to Eagles Talk, another edition of Eagles Talk. I am back in my Mr. Johnson, Dante Johnson mode right here. So for the Sandlin boy, Patrick Sandlin, and Dante Johnson. This is Dante Johnson. All right, for him. All right, but, for Dante Johnson and for the Dark Knight. All right,
my brother,
we sign off tonight, man. Thank you for tuning in. Eagles Talk. We'll be back next week, Thursday or Friday. I'll let you guys know. But thank you, man. We're out. Peace.
Peace.